running. Let's start the microphone. Hello everyone, this is Max, and today I am with Nikita. Nikita, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Nikita. I'm 30 years old, born in Russia, raised in the United States, currently in Bangkok, Thailand.
All right, great. So, Nikita, I have a few questions for you. So, you come from Russia. Can you tell us, in your opinion, what's the difference between meeting girls in Russia and meeting girls in Thailand, in Bangkok?
For sure. I haven't gamed a lot in Russia. However, the time that I did spend there, I noticed that Russian girls are more cliquey. When I went to the club, they were already with their groups of friends, and when I approached them, they were very cold towards me. So my contention was that they wanted to communicate they already have their friends for the night. They don't want any new friends. They just want to come out and enjoy the time with the friends that they have rather than meet somebody new. In Bangkok, on the other hand, girls were way more curious about foreign cultures and foreign people. So that could also have had some have an effect, because I'm a Russian person trying to talk to another person, a Russian person, versus in Thailand here, I'm a Russian person trying to talk to a native Thai person. Yeah. So there's that cultural difference, and maybe Definitely. They're a little more curious about it. Overall, more friendly, particularly at night. During the daytime, I would say very similar. More cold in Russia, no pun intended, and a lot warmer in Thailand as far as reception.
All right. Great answer. What do you think about meeting girls during the day here? What's your experience? Daytime game has to be distinguished. There's a bit more nuanced than just simply, it's like this in Russia and it's like this in Thailand. You have to think about, where is the girl on the totem pole? If she's a high-class girl, part of high society, she's gonna be a little bit more standoffish, just like in Russia or any other country pretty much, because more guys are interested in the higher-end girls. If we're talking only about the 5 to 7 range, the average to cute-looking girls, they're certainly much more receptive than they are in Russia. In Russia, girls are a lot more dismissive, even if they're not that good looking. Okay, great. So next question. What's your experience about night game then? Meeting girls during the night in Bangkok, how do you feel about that?
Meeting girls in Thailand at night really depends on what venue you're gonna go to. If you go to a club, your experience is gonna be different than if you go to a bar, versus if you're gonna talk to girls at night on the street. On the street, a lot of times the problem is there's a lot of prostitutes in Bangkok. So if you want to meet a regular girl at night on the street, just in the tourist areas, a lot of them think that you think they are a prostitute. And in some cases, they actually are a prostitute, and you're like, oh shit, I don't want to talk to you anymore because you're looking for money. In clubs, so there's a lot of tables in play. Some venues don't have tables and they're easier to talk to girls. Overall, generally speaking, I would say girls are more receptive than, let's say, in Russia.
I believe there are two different kinds of clubs here. I believe you have on one side the foreigner-oriented clubs and on the other side the Thai-oriented clubs. If a Thai woman goes to a foreigner-oriented club, she is actually expecting to meet foreigners. And if she goes to a Thai-style club, she is not that much expecting to meet a foreigner. Next question. You've been in Thailand for a few months now. You've been here, you arrived before the virus. How has this thing impacted your game?
Generally speaking, when I went to the club before all the clubs closed, but right towards the end, so everyone's already freaking out about the corona, there was no difference. So as long as you got to the club, all bets were off. You were just able to talk and game like normal. It's actually being able to get them out on dates from online game. With Tinder, for example, I'll invite a girl out to a restaurant or a bar, and I'm getting pushback saying, no, I don't want to go to a crowded place because of coronavirus, so-and-so. I haven't done this personally, but a lot of the guys in the community here have been having success getting girls directly out to their house.
Yeah.
So saying, hey, okay, I understand your fear about coronavirus. By the way, I'm not sick. Just come over to my house and we can hang out, you know, Netflix and chill, all that good stuff. On the street, it's been so empty that there really hasn't been any approach-worthy sets in the last couple of days.
Yes, definitely.
And the ones that are out, they're wearing masks. Of course, being in Asia, we do run into a lot of situations where the girl is wearing masks regardless. So corona or not, a lot of girls wear masks just because of air pollution. And there's a lot of ways to open them. For example, hey, I thought the first, like the top third of your face looked cute. I wanted to say hello or something. That's a popular one.
Yes, I definitely agree. I want to add, so yes, less girls outside and everyone's wearing a mask. Some guys don't care about it. Personally, if I can see a girl's face, it's a huge pain in the ass, and I'm not that attracted if I can't actually see her face. So, thank you very much. Last question. Do you have anything else to add? Any funny story maybe during your stay in Bangkok? What can you tell us?
I want to add a couple of things. The first is to dispel one myth. I want to dispel one myth about being white in Thailand or Southeast Asia in general. I read a lot of forums that said as long as you go to Thailand and you're white, you're going to be a god. Girls are just going to be throwing themselves at you. You're going to be swimming in pussy.
I wish that were true.
That is extremely false, and I cannot overemphasize how blatant of a lie that is. Girls are girls no matter where you go. If you make a girl feel uncomfortable, she's going to be freaked out and creeped out. I think what people refer to as God being a god is that, sure, when you're white, you do get a certain level of just pure interest, but that's from people in general, because you're a foreigner in a land where most people are not European. So when they see someone different, they're maybe more drawn or more curious to talk to a foreigner. But that does not mean by any stretch of the imagination that she wants to sleep with you or have a relationship with you.
Yeah, definitely.
The second thing is the language barrier. When I came here, I was really worried that there would be a huge language barrier, but in the last 20 years, the government has really put a big emphasis on English language learning. So when I go to a club, especially the Farang-oriented club, that are oriented towards foreigners, the Thai girls and Thai people that go there know enough English for you to be able to comfortably communicate with them. I think 80% of the girls that you open can't speak English. The ones that will tell you they can't, oftentimes I find it's just an excuse they give you because they're not attracted to you or they don't feel like carrying the conversation forward. A funny story I have is that I live far from the center of town. So the first time I pulled a girl, I actually pulled her on the bus. And that was a very difficult pull. I live about 7 miles from the city center in Bangkok. It's an uphill battle from start to finish. So the way I did it was I kept telling the girl how excited I was about the bus system in Bangkok. I said, this is amazing because the public transportation system where I'm from is so terrible, but here it's so incredibly efficient and it's cheap. Well, that wasn't the case because when we finally get on the bus, Bangkok traffic is pretty famous for being absurdly backed up.
Extremely slow.
So there was one point in the pull where we were not moving on the bus for like 25 minutes, just standing, not moving. People were literally getting off of the bus to saying, fuck it, I'm gonna walk home because it's just total gridlock. And it was in that time where I just kept talking to the girl and I talked her ears off because in my mind, the only thing that was important was keeping her distracted away from the situation. Because I just want to get her to my house. And she had all this ample time to change her mind, but it told me that the longer she stayed with me, the more invested she was in their interaction. So finally, we get back to my house in Bangkok. Get off the bus, and she's like, oh, she's a mess. Yeah,
off the bus.
And then finally we get up to the top floor of the building, which is where I live, and done deal, closed. So it just, it's To me, it was an example of the more you get the girl invested in you, the more she's going to be willing to go that extra mile, the more she demonstrates that she really likes you. So that was probably the craziest story, because after that, the subway line got fixed.
Okay, so thank you. I definitely agree with your first point. Well, hot girls everywhere are still hard to get. And in Thailand, it's not because you're white that it will be necessarily easier for you. I definitely agree on that. All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Nikita. That will be all for today. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Max.